Absolute insanity is happening on the market. If you're not making money right now in meme coins, you are in wrong coins. Pay attention now. Shows like this actually help you to capitalize heavily. Today we're kicking off with the meme coin number 1. Momo is at $3.5 million in market cap. Absolute insanity is happening for this coin. Just in the last 1 hour, it is up 50% already. But you have to understand one thing. You have to understand that this is not something that you swing trade, you just buy and things like that. The reason this coin is going up is because fair valuation for this coin is way higher than it is currently. Think Nero. Think $1 billion in market cap in comparison to Dogecoin. Bond ecosystem is just starting to pump like crazy at these levels. The higher the bond goes, the higher this thing will essentially go. And it is a very important thing currently is that market is essentially adopting Momo as a better play to bond. Right as we speak right now, the second the market adopts this thing finally, it will skyrocket like crazy. I know I made millions of dollars on Boba, which is better play. I know these things can go nuts. And the only thing you would have to do, just buy and hold, which is essentially the hardest thing to do out there. Coin number 2 is Cory. By the way, make sure to stay until the end of the video. Absolute low cap, tiny gems are always there for the most loyal of you out there. As you can see on this chart, I was actually charting Cory at $4.35 million in market cap. I told you this is the cup and handle formation. I told you we're actually going to go way higher from here. And even my targets at this stage, they were quite bearish, right? Because since that time when I was charting this coin, just look what happened to this chart. It actually was up 15x. With size at $3-4 million market cap coin, you can throw in 30k, 40k, 50k, get a 15x in how much time? In just 3 weeks from there. This is an absolute insanity. What is actually possible with these coins? Again, guys, you have to focus on these things. This is Bonk Meta coin. This is Let's Bonk Launchpad ecosystem coins. All these things are going crazy. What is happening is that people who are early believers into this thing, they are actually making money. And what they're doing then, they're taking the profits, they're looking for new plays, they're looking for premier narrative. High quality, good quality coins to allocate into, to buy and hold as well. Coins you can truly hold with very fair distribution. No bundle, no cabal, just community from the market pushing this coin going higher. Monkey. This one essentially has a lot of KOLs and influencers inside, right? So I would be quite cautious with this one. However, I was talking about Monkey to you somewhere on this level. 2 million market cap, 2.5 million market cap. It went to 7 million, which was a nice 3.5x. Right now we are correcting. To be honest, I do not like this type of price actions right here and right here as well, because to me they look like big holders. They're just dumping the supplies, they're just dumping the bags, and usually these are not very good signs. However, you might see that this is the support line that actually drew way before we actually have been at this level. So if you would be looking to enter this coin somewhere on this level exactly right now, might actually be a nice thing out there. We do have Pump Fund airdrop very soon. There is speculation on the marketplace that founders of Pump Fund essentially might support the current coins on the launchpad at this stage, kind of to try to compete with Bonk. And at the same time, as mentioned, guys, the best type of marketing out there is when these crypto related businesses are actually pumping the coins. Best type of marketing for anything out there are green candles. And these companies, some of them, they're understanding it at this stage. Some of them, if they won't understand this, they will eventually, unfortunately, lose. Moving on to the next one. This one is actually on Ethereum, and this is Yi at this stage. The reason I'm sharing it is because I do believe it's a very nice entry point. As we can see just recently in the dip that we had yesterday, we printed this deviation below the support trend line out there, which is in general a very nice sign. You can just look at the whole thing, right? Once, twice, thrice, 4, 5 times, and right now is 6 times. Guys, these type of things, they're not just happening for lulz, right? If you have a coin that is touching a line 6 times, there is a very high chance it will essentially be expanding from there. So, and the other reason I actually like these things, because it's a very nice trade from the risk reward point of view, because if you are entering somewhere around this support trend line, the moment we're actually breaking down, you just get your whole back, you just sell, and you're waiting until this thing would be able to find a new support. So from the risk reward point of view, it's a nice trade, and that's why I'm showing this thing to you at this stage. Again, it's a $5.5 million market cap, a pretty interesting play if you would be entering with size as well, because the market cap of this thing is quite high. Next thing on the list is ORAM, guys, and honestly, I do love these charts. If you've been on TikTok, you probably have seen this Asian guy on the boat who is like ORAM farming, and there is like so much content about this thing. I was even asking people around, like, is there a coin about that already? Because it should be tokenized 100%. I do believe as a beta play, like as a way to bet on these people essentially buying ORAM out there, but always pay attention to these type of structures. When you are seeing double bottom, and when you are seeing people essentially buying out the double bottoms, these are your best scenarios essentially for the entrance into these type of coins. And as you can see here, we actually did just 2.6x to the current levels, and the absolute all-time high from this local movement was 3x, which is pretty nice thing, right? If you're capable of spotting these things, second bottom, which is higher than the previous one, you're just buying, you're getting like, you can take out your initials at this stage, right? And you pretty much just don't care what will happen with the coin. Yeah, we had resistance, probably like a stronger resistance is somewhere around these levels. Maybe we'll go lower, most likely we'll go lower, right? But once we would consolidate above this level, above this resistance, we will turn it into a support. It will skyrocket like crazy to the next level out there. And what you have done, you just bought at the second bottom around 600k in the market cap. Very nice entry points always. Next thing on the list is Project 89, which is an AI coin out there. Again, guys, I was charging this thing way before. I outlined this support level, and I told you the only way you would be able to actually enter at this bottom level is if you're using platforms like Axiom. With the buy limit orders, there is absolutely no other way you would be catching this entry if you did not have the setup of the buy limit order. There is a link in the description below. Make sure to sign up on Axiom. It's in the first comment. If you do, you will be eligible to join my private community. Pretty insane, guys. Pretty insane. You probably know it through some calls that we have been sharing here just recently. I absolutely love this chart because we're printing higher lows right here, and we're printing higher highs right here as well. I do believe from this stage we should not be going significantly lower, and I do believe that from this stage we should actually be increasing most likely to new all-time highs in comparison to this level of $8.6 million. Might be a very nice swing trade for this coin, but again, first time I give you the entrance at $3.6 million, so you should be up at least 2x, or you should already be able to get your initials out of this coin. Next thing on the list is Launchcoin, which is a higher market cap, right? But guys, just look at the cup and handle it is printing here. Plus, it essentially just broke through this multi-weeks resistance line right here. We're consolidating above it. Many meme coins are doing exactly the same thing. Bonk is doing exactly the same thing. I just showed you the example. What is happening when the coin is exiting cup and handle formation? Here we have these two things. We have a cup and handle, and we have this multi-weeks resistance trend line out there. I do believe that what might be happening with this coin, it might be expanding like crazy from here. And I also want you to focus on the amount of liquidity you have on this coin, $1.6 million. This is very low. It's very easy to push this thing higher, and if and once this thing pushes, all of the ICM coins would probably be doing quite crazy on this market. So carefully watching about that. I would say it's a pretty interesting entry for this coin at this stage. Chinese meta is also in the full swing. We just had WeChat Doge doing $13 million market cap, and this is up 50% in the last 24 hours. I won't suggest to be buying at these levels. To be honest, it's quite hard here to give you any levels in terms of the entries. Your obvious one will probably be around $9 million. Will it go lower? Probably it will. So I just wanted to share it so you would focus a bit more on dog coins, on animal coins, and Chinese meta as well, because there's a lot of buzz on the market that Asian markets are essentially driving the things out there currently on the marketplace. Next thing on the list, you got NomNom, and just look at the chart of this thing. Look what actually was happening here. Very similar situation to some coins I was showing already, right? First of all, it's pure cup and handle formation. You can see on the chart, right? It's a bigger handle, but kind of makes sense. Plus, it essentially broke through this resistance trend line out there. Exactly the same setup as I was just like, you just have to learn these patterns. Once you learn them, you can be making money from meme coins infinitely because this market is not efficient yet. All of the basic patterns are present on these charts and they are often following them because there is a lot of retail players, there are a lot of emotions in this chart as well. This is something that is not, to be honest, it's not present much in altcoin charts and BTC charts. The game there is slightly different. In terms of these things, they're just behaving like crazy and in a very, very predictable way as well. So this is also for you just to pay attention to this type of coins. It's also an older pump fund coin, so maybe the speculation there is also that the cable from pump fund or people around them might be pushing this one because, again, best marketing for any type of tool out there are green candles. Last but not least, true OG coin, which is Shark Cat out there. Again, breakout from the cup and handle pattern. The same thing just happens again and again. I don't like this dumpage from 22 million to back to 4 million. It probably means that all of this bottom was bought by some players. They pumped it and they essentially dumped the whole thing following this candle. Does not look that great, to be honest, right? I just shared as an example because I wanted to share that even in some cases you might know nothing about the coin. If the chart pattern just repeats, you might be entering at the core reclaims of turning resistance areas into supports. Thank you very much for watching this video today. Stay healthy and rich, and I shall be seeing you tomorrow.